I'm like, yo, I'm about to. They said it came from Marcus. Marcus gave us your number. And I'm like, dang, bro, like, I'm about to go cut Dwyane Wade. Like, that's crazy. Because he's
Yeah.
definitely been one of my favorite athletes of all time, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And, I go, we link up, I cut his hair, give him a great cut. Because at that point in time, he was coming in and out of Atlanta for TNT.
Yep.
So I didn't even think, I thought it was going to be like a one-off type of situation. But, I cut him the first time and, we clicked. It was a great time. We laughed, you know what I'm saying? We had great conversation. And I left there feeling, empowered. I was like, yeah, bro, that's dope, bro. I just cut a legend. He was
Yeah.
satisfied with the cut.
Welcome to the Barber Star Podcast, brought to you by Suprema, hosted by the Marcus Harvey. This is where game gets passed, not gatekept. Suprema is the freshest the world's ever been. A virtual barbershop and professional network for barbers, stylists, and grooming pros who want more than just likes. They want legacy. Whether you're just getting started or you're ready to cut celebrities, executives, and athletes, we built this community for you.
What's up, y'all? Y'all already know what it is. It's that time once again to the show, Barber Star. Because every star needs a barber, but every barber ain't no star. And we are talking to a barber star. True and true. My boy, Eastside alone. Atlanta finest real quick. One of the most charismatic barbers in the world. One of the cleanest barbers in the galaxy. They say he go by the Donato Smith. Ladies and gentlemen, the Donato Smith. Shouts out to him. Give it up for him, y'all. Yeah. Both of us in here clapping. Full audience. Before y'all do that, before we get into this, go ahead, like, subscribe, do all the good things that you know what you're supposed to do. Share this with other barbers. It drops on Mondays when y'all are off. So go ahead, watch this on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, throughout the whole day, throughout the whole week in your barbershop or your suite. You see how that rhyme? They can't compete. Oh, man, come on, man. Now
man.
I'm throwing them like Rodney Pete.
One.
Oh, man, come on.
He riding that Rodney Pete.
Rodney Pete, baby. Holly Robinson out here with you,
Holly Robinson. I was about to go there.
I saw you about.
You saw me?
Holly... Ladies and gentlemen, Donato Smith, what's up, brother?
What it do, my dog? How you feeling?
I am ecstatic that you're here, man. It's a long time coming, but it's not a long time coming because, we have conversations like this all the time. So I appreciate you for taking time out of your extremely busy schedule now. Busy schedule. Not just, you've always been busy, but it's an extremely busy time for you now, man. So shouts out to you. Let's go ahead and get started, man. Hey, let's start off with this real quick, brother. I like to start off with the segment with bit by the Clippers, meaning what was the first time the Clippers really got a hold of you and you was like, yo, I need to be a barber, getting bit by the Clippers. You know how to hit the back of your neck. You know what I'm saying?
Getting bit by the Clippers?
Yeah, when did you get bit by the Clippers?
Man, that's a good question. It was not really like a instance. I think I tell everybody all the time when I say how I got into barbering, it was like circumstance that led me to barbering.
Okay.
Due to the fact that my mom was my barber growing up, and she's a barber and a cosmetologist, and she ended up dealing with health issues, kidney failure to be specific, and that kidney failure led to her not being able to stand for a long time, fatigued easily. So it naturally fell off for her to cut me and my younger brother's hair as often as she would or could, due to that fact. Doing dialysis, she was actually on dialysis 3 to 4 times out of the week, which was that is a heck of a process, once you see how it all goes down. So that took a toll on her. So a lot of the things that she would do prior to, it kind of declined. So I wanted to continue to, get haircuts because we also couldn't afford to get haircuts. We struggled. It was a struggle coming up. So I was like, man, let me pick these clippers up that she got and, go and start fading myself up.
Word. So, okay. because I love your brothers. Your brothers are my guys, man.
Yeah,
So okay, so all of y'all were cutting, or just you felt like you needed to be the one cutting?
just me. So this on my mom's side. So my brothers also. Both of my brothers.
Yeah.
My brother on my mom's side. So it was me and him. And I just started cutting me first. And then once, my little brother started to see, some traction, like, okay, it's decent. And when you ain't got no options, decent is good enough.
It's good enough. That's celebrity cut right there.
Oh yeah,
Decent
but I
good.
do that. Hey, can you mind? You know what I'm saying?
Just keep me right.
Just right here.
If you could just keep me.
You know that pinky.
See what I want you to do. What I want you to do is, you see right here. You see how oh my God! If y'all don't know, me and Donato is probably hands down my running mate, like my D-Wade, LeBron. I'm talking about, this is like we gonna have jokes forever. So y'all gonna love this episode.
Man, what?
So yeah, when he told you he wanted them right here,
he said,
and then bring me.
I just want to come right across that top, right there. You see, keep it as wide as possible. You see how I'm.
You see how I'm turning over? That's how wide I want to
Y'all know them clowns be talking with them pinkies when they want to. So right, yeah.
Yeah, let me see your clippers real quick. See.
Yeah, that's.
So he saw you getting nice, and he was like, okay.
Yeah, he's like, yeah. And then you don't got no options. You ain't got no options. Yeah. What you gonna do? You ain't got no money. You ain't got no mama. You ain't got no money and no mama. Cutting you no more.
Nobody.
It's like, so can you get me right? So I started cutting his hair. And I had a stepbrother. Shoot. Really, when I started cutting my brother hair, and I had a stepbrother too that got in the lineup, you know what I mean? And I was about 19, 18, 19.
Word, okay. 18, 19. Okay,
yeah, cool. 18, 19 in that range. I really didn't even, like, for me, for real, I wasn't trying to become a barber. Like, it wasn't in my mind, like, oh, I want to cut hair now. I just know I was good enough to keep me situated. And it was really a burden when my brothers then would ask me to cut their hair. You know what I mean? It was like, man, if you're not trying to do this, and I'm not trying to perfect the craft to get better, I'm just doing this out of love and, again, out of circumstance. Like, it's not, I'm not trying to, again, I don't see myself going in this direction as a career choice. I'm just doing this for me, and now y'all in on it. So, yeah, that was that.
Dang, that's crazy. All right, so you get bit by the clippers, you start cutting a little bit. It still feels like an inconvenience. When did it shift from being an inconvenience to be like, you know what, I actually might be kind of nice at this, and liking being nice at something and improving and growing? When did that hit?
Okay. When did it start getting to a point? It was all still circumstance. When I walked into a barbershop, because I had my first son, I started cutting his hair too. And I'm in my 20s at this point. I turned 20, had my son, my oldest son. And I started getting him haircuts, and again, started saving money. I was a struggling father. In between jobs. Got one on the way.
John Q. You was a John Q dad.
I was a John Q dad, man. John Q. He's going to get this heart. So I really, again, out of circumstance, was doing all of this, and then I was working a part-time job as a security guard. Okay. And it wasn't enough money. It was not enough money. And I needed extra money, but I didn't want to go apply for another job where I couldn't really control my coming and going, my scheduling. So I was like, what's the best thing I can do? I was like, shoot, I got these clippers. These are the same clippers I've been using that my mom had. I said I could go, walk into a barbershop and see if they'll let me, do my thing. I just need a couple dollars. I just need $5, $10, $20.
Hey, that's gonna be the running thing. That's gonna be the running thing. Y'all always remember, Donato always starts stuff with his expectations be massively. Hey man, I'm just trying to. I'm just trying to.
If I could just.
When I tell you, we're gonna get back to that. If I could just. For sure. That's the line that he used on me. If I could just. So if I could just. And so you go to the barbershop. What barbershop was it?
Masterpiece Barbershop on Highway 85 on the south side. Highway 85.
Masterpiece?
No, Masterpiece. I'm sorry.
Okay, I thought it was Master B. Okay, you got good teeth
masterpiece.
now. You got good teeth now. You got, boy, coming up, got good teeth.
Yeah, boy, hey man, you know, they Invisalign, man.
Invisalign.
They
They
think
can
get
get my
crazy.
stuff, man. You know it's all
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, you know. But nah, it's a masterpiece
Okay.
barbershop in Riverdale on Highway 85, right where Highway 85 and 138 meet up.
Yep.
Our barbershop was on that corner. And
Word.
I walked in there. That's the owner. His name is Pop. Moses was his name, but we called him Pop. And like, yo, man, can I come in? He was like, yeah, man, you can start Monday. He had no idea. He didn't do no interview, and he didn't ask for no portfolio.
None of that.
But now let me just go ahead and say this, because Pop might see this. Pop might see this. But I mean, it's part of my story. Shoot, Pop, I just think Pop was cool with getting anybody in there at the point in time. Pop was fighting the case, man. Pop was fighting a big case.
My probation
thing gonna be all right.
My probation thing gonna be all right.
So, bro, he was fighting the case. He was trying to cover up. He just needed a couple dollars. He had a baby on the way. He needed a couple dollars. He was like, anybody will do. I just need a move rent. You know, I'm trying to stack a little bit to the side for my girl, my daughter. She on the way. You know what I mean? Like I say, he asked me for no portfolio. I ain't have to do no demo, nothing. I came right in. So when I came in,
he was probably still cutting and just looked you up and down like, yeah, you can start Monday.
Yeah, start Monday. Yep, come on in here. Come on in here. Cause Pop didn't have too many people in the chair, in the shop, and the chairs wasn't swinging around like that. So, and I remember I came in. Now, mind you, I said I had the clippers that my mom had.
Yeah.
But when I came into the shop, I learned on that Monday when I started, I learned a very, very important lesson about my equipment. When I came in, I had the Walmart clippers with the carrying case. Plastic carrying case, color guards. I walked in there like this.
Oh, you came in pristine. I know what I'm about to do. This thing corded wall gonna get it right.
This black cord gonna get me right. That I'm telling you, bro. I had came in there, I set that thing on the station. Hit that switch that popped that thing like a hood on the Chevy.
Try it now.
Lifted that thing up, bro. My dog Pop said, "What you about to do with them?" Said, "What you think I'm about to do? I'm about to lace these dudes out." What you mean? I'm about to get at work.
I'm about to get to it.
Somebody about to get this work. Yeah, he was like, "Hey man, let me tell you something, man. Them cord, them ain't gonna make it." And I was like, "Why not?" He said, "Man, you see the cord on the back of them is flat. The cord flat. And they ain't gonna be able to sustain too much."
You ain't got no round cord, baby.
You got no round cord?
You got two cords side by side.
Two cords side by side, flat. Pressed together, shaking,
running over. When it calls men to get up out your chair. That's what this cord would do.
Boy, them joints heated up so fast. Man, my goodness. But mind you, like I say, all of this was circumstance that drove me further and further into the career, which I now love. But when I walked into a barbershop, I found out how bad I really was. I found out how I'm like, bro, you really can't cut hair.
You can't.
You're not good. And even what you thought you did good, you're not good at that either.
It ain't what you thought it was.
Because all I did now, mind you, all I ever did on myself and my brothers was low and even lines. You know what I'm saying? Low even with a line. Decent line.
That's all you got. That's all you got, though.
But then, like I say, learned how bad I was at that. Like I say, the circumstance and the struggle, it looked good on a man with no options.
Come on now.
Look good on a man with no options.
I have nothing. I got to do it, baby.
I got to take it. And then when you are the only one in the room, you the only barber in the house, you feel me? I'm like, who is to compete with me? Who can do better? Huh?
Yep. Ain't nobody got you.
Ain't nobody got
Who else wants some of Hollywood Gold?
Who else wants some? Man.
It ain't it. So like when you find out that you're not that in there, right? Mm-hmm. Like when did it start building up? Were you the type of barber that would go over people's shoulders and ask them questions? Were you what kind of barber were you to get that information?
I wasn't the type to go over and watch over people's shoulders. No. Okay. I was the type to watch from afar. You feel me? I'm a visual learner, but I was the type to watch from afar. and pick up, because it changed when I started being ridiculed in the shop and teased about how bad I was. That was
They was on
that
you?
was oh man, bro. They called me I got Edward Scissorhands. That was one of my names. The Butcher.
The butcher
The,
coming. Oh
the Butcher.
snap!
The Butcher.
Benny stole it from you. I knew Benny stole it from you.
The Butcher was, but no, you know what my favorite one was? Was funny now. It wasn't funny then, but one of my favorite ones, cause I had came in the shop one day. I had just the night before was in there late and told somebody out the frame. Man, I gave it to Benny. And Pop said, when I came in the next day in front of all the guys, he was like, "Hey, oh man, y'all missed one last night." It was like, "What happened?" It was like, "Shoot, man, we had a murder in here last night." And they was like, "Who did it?" Pop looked at me, he turned to me slowly, he said, "Oh, Show Enough over there."
He didn't call you the Shogun
of Harlem. He called me Show Enough, bro.
Oh, God. Not the Shogun of Harlem in that joint. Hey.
Show Enough. Oh, Show Enough over there.
Oh, Show Enough over there. Killing folks. Who the master?
Who the master? Show Enough.
Show Enough.
Bro, so they start calling me Show Enough, bro.
Oh, man. You know you can't live that down now. You know, if y'all watch this episode, which y'all will, all 100,000 of y'all who watching this episode, when y'all see Donato, I say, "Show Enough."
Show Enough.
Master. Show Enough. Yeah, that's what you say. Show Enough. That's how you know. That's how you know y'all love them.
Show enough. Show Enough. For sure. I can definitely deal with it now. I'm cool with it. I'm cool on the Show Enough now.
So it was under your skin when they were saying it though.
How you? Yeah.
Dang.
Oh yeah, bro. I mean, because don't nobody want to be the butt of a joke.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially in the shop, if you really trying, because initially my whole ideal was, before I even got to the point of caring what they were calling me or caring about the laughs and being the butt of jokes, my thought process was, remind you, I said earlier, I was a part-time security guard. I said, okay, I just need a couple dollars. I just need to be able to, get some gas money, so I'm not pulling off my check to get to work or to get lunch or little stuff. I just want to be able to hold me over, because once they call me and they hire me full-time, as they told me they're going to do, I'm quitting barbering. This is done. I'm not trying to do this. I just need a couple dollars right now, because that's going to be my job.
Yeah.
That's going to be my job, security. I'm going to go hard at it,
That's going to be your profession.
That's going to be my profession.
The security guard.
Somebody
got to do it. I ain't mad. Somebody got to do it.
Somebody got to do it.
It helps people in the joint. So all you who are watching right now, there's some of you right now who are probably barbers who have to get a second job. Shoot, don't even feel no type of way about that, man. The world move like that nowadays. You sometimes you got to do what you got to do, and don't feel no type of way about it, man. Because what it will do is lead you to something like this. But go ahead.
For sure, man. And I just want to say something to that. There's I'm gonna just go a little bit spiritual, man.
Come on, church. So
there's a Bible verse, and I learned this from Miles Monroe. He said, spoke of the Bible verse that speaks of, I can't remember the address, but the scripture says, "Sow your seed in the morning and do not let your hands be idle in the evening time." And he said, a lot of people don't understand that scripture actually suggests that you have two jobs. You feel me? You do both until one outlasts the other, because the scripture says do both, because you never know which one will prosper ahead of the other, or if both of them will prosper. You feel me? So, and I'm paraphrasing, but even in short, because Miles Monroe said when he started preaching, he had a janitorial service that he would do at night with one of the deacons. And they would do ministry in the morning, and then at a certain point, ministry started to take off. So they couldn't do the janitorial service or the contracts that they had at night the way that they used to. So they ended up selling the company. So it's don't be afraid of having another job, because you do the one, which he said, you do the one that pays your bills in the morning. And then the one that is your passion that God put on your heart, you do that at night.
If you're loving this episode and want to go from listener to community member, check out our First Chair membership. It's the easiest way to join the combo inside Suprema. You'll get community access, feedback from top-tier barbers. So, if you're ready to be surrounded and supported, hit that link and take your seat in the first chair.
So even I mean, and you can put that however you want because some people work at night. But whenever your evening is the time that you're not doing the thing that pays your bill. Do that thing as well as the thing that pays your bills because you don't know which one is going to, further you, or you don't know if both of them will.
Something happened to your audio?
I'm not sure. I didn't do anything.
Okay, you just got back good again.
Okay.
I don't know if it was a speaker that closed up. Okay, scoot back again. Just say,
can you hear me?
Huh?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you when you do that. I don't know what happened randomly.
Okay. I don't know, but I mean, can you hear me now?
I definitely can. The camera is tilted up too high though a little bit now.
Okay. How about now, Jack?
Perfect, Jack.
Okay, Jack.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I mean, which is another great thing that you're talking about, man. Because I mean, the same thing could be said to me. You remember, we talked about this over and over again, even with us, partnering together a lot of times. Before I started, I was cutting at doing it for the Lord the first time. You know what I'm saying?
Doing it for the Lord.
Doing it for the Lord off of Candler and Pinota. You know what I'm saying? So I was over there right by that dollar store, or that dollar movie over there.
The dollar movie. Yeah.
And same situation, man. My clippers, I had a terrible clipper situation that I thought I was good and Gucci. You know what I'm saying? Cutting the cats to church. I'm better than the free, but I'm worse than a professional. So they're cool with being between that. First day I start, I didn't have no guards, bro. I had no guards. I just had the 0 and the 1. I had no other guards. So I had to cut somebody's hair first so I can get $20 to go get some guards over at the beauty supply store at the end of the complex. So, bro, same thing, man. And what's funny about it, I think that's why I've always been drawn to you, because me and you have a very similar story. You know what I'm saying? There's definitely different things in our story, but the similarities are like, you're doing one thing to hold you over so that your other destiny can come to pass.
Sure.
For me, driving, I was a chauffeur for Newburgh back in the day, and that's how I got Fred and Kurt and Israel and all those people.
Wait, for Newburgh, what? Missionary?
Yeah, Eddie Long.
Oh, for Eddie. Okay, I didn't know that because that's where I came up at.
That's what I remember you telling me. So I was like, that's kind of crazy because whenever they would have watch night service, and you remember they used to have those big spectacular watch night service. I don't know if you were there that one time they had Kurt Carr and the family, Kurt Carr and the family and stuff. I was the one driving them and all that stuff. So I would go pick them up from the airport, drop them off at their hotel, pick them up for the gig. I'll be waiting, an hour ahead of time, just waiting in my one suit. I only had one suit, so I had that one. That was my church suit and my chauffeur suit. You know what I'm saying? Febreze the heck out that mug, cause I'll be shouting. I'll be shouting. Man, I put some baby powder on me one time because I had to wear. Holy Spirit caught me, bro. It was a cloud of joy. The folks was like, yeah.
Wasn't it like Brian?
I came in there like, bro. The hell no. Oh my God. But yeah, man, for all you barbers right now, man, it's all good, man. Whatever you got to do right now to get where you want to get to, you will, because that's what we're about to get to now, man. So you start getting better, of course.
Mm-hmm.
You start getting better. Then you start going to Empire, right?
Yeah. The years later though, I barbered for 7. I barbered for 7 years without a license.
7 years, word.
7. Yeah, number of completion.
Number of completion, perfection.
Yeah. Hey, Krobo.
Hey, Krobo Sean Kebecho.
Yeah, I did. I barbered for 7 years unlicensed, and I really determined to go to Empire. Just due to the fact that I was just telling somebody this the other day, I was scared. I was good at procrastinating. Also scared, really, more so scared. Procrastination has an undertone and a presence of fear in it.
Yeah.
But I was just like, man, I kept putting it off until this lady, I was working in a predominantly, it's an all-female salon at the time, and I was the only barber in there, but one of the stylists, her client, used to come in often, and she saw my work. And one day she said, you know what, I love your work, and I really want you to, she worked for the government. And she said, I work with the kids, and I would like for you to come and, cut the boys' hair down at the juvenile center. And we can set you up for like every 2 weeks, and you'll be contracted, whatever. I was like, man. And then the money that they was talking about, that would be the most money that I had made as a barber at the time, ever.
How much was that? If you don't mind me asking.
The contract was gonna be $1,500 a month.
Woo!
Yeah, woo, 15 a month. Woo, I needed that.
That's whatever I live at. That's where I live at.
I'm telling you. And I was like, man, okay. So she passed my information to the guy who was over the program, and he called me. We spoke, and the first thing he asked me was, "Do you have a license?" I was like, "Nah." He was like, I can't do nothing with that, man. And that really, really broke me down because, like I say, barbering for 7 years without a license, and then at a certain point within that 7 years, I can't remember exactly when, but a significant amount of time, probably the last 2 to 3 years of that 7, I decided to go full on barber. I left the security company and was like, man, I'm gonna go full in on this barbering thing because it's holding its own. You know what I'm saying? I'm making money. I got clientele, all of the above. So in that last 2 to 3 years, in that time frame, that situation happened with the contracted situation that I wasn't able to take due to me not having a license. I got off the phone with my guy immediately and said, I'm going to school, man. I can't deal with this no more. Especially with the idea that where I was cool. The salon that I was working in, I was cool there, but I know that the reason that I'm accepting being cool here is because I have nowhere else to go. You know, and you got to find people who willing to take you when you ain't got no license. You know, when you got a license, you can go anywhere. But when you don't have a license, you got to accept where they accept you. So, went to school, and it was the best decision I could have made.
Empire Beauty School. Shouts out to our school. We're alumni of Empire.
Throw your ease up.
Throw your ease up, boy. You don't know nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? That perimeter. I went to perimeter. He went to the building.
I went to Morrow.
Bone Morrow. He went to Bone Morrow.
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's what I call it, the Bone Morrow.
Bone Morrow. Yeah.
Bone Morrow, Georgia, man. Okay. So you graduate from Empire. You're doing really great. How was your experience at Empire?
My experience at Empire was amazing.
Okay.
It was amazing. It was challenging, don't get me wrong, because at the time, being an adult, making a decision to go to school is tough.
Yeah. When you got to find that in your schedule.
What? Man, you got responsibility. You got responsibility.
You're a sponsor.
You got responsibility, and you have things that hold a lot of weight that you have to consider while you chase this dream, which this dream is going to be able to fund your responsibilities. However, to get there, man, the challenge. Oftentimes I thought I made a mistake going to school. Yeah, I was like, man, bro, I think I made a grave mistake. I'm missing money. At the time I was married, and I was like, yeah, my wife on me. She tripping. Like, well, what are you doing? And I'm like, we talked about this. You knew what I was doing. Yeah. But then it's like you can never plan for the inconveniences that'll come when you make that decision. You go in with this hope, and you go in with this vision, and you drive in off of that, even all the way into the, walking into the admissions office, talking to people like, all right, I'm gonna do this. And you never can plan for the things that come up in the midst of all of that. So yeah, I really thought I made a big mistake a lot of times, but I saw it through, and I was able to. That's where I met you at.
Yeah,
that's where I met you.
So tell me more about that, man. So tell the people about that story. That story always has me rolling, man.
Yeah, man. So so I was competing in school. Like I say, even with those challenges and everything, there were some beautiful things that took place in school. I actually built some great relationships with my teachers there. They loved me. I graduated top of my class. It's not a long, extended program, but I mean, still, to come out at the top of the class and get awarded Student of the Year, because it's a year program, but you get Student of the Year, and all of these other accolades that I was able to accrue in that time, that those things took place. And then one of the things that we did as a school was go to Bronner Brothers and compete in the competition, the school competition.
The student battle.
Yeah, the student hair competition, school battle. And that was my first time ever going to Bronner Brothers. I had always wanted to go. That was 16.
Okay.
2016.
Okay.
So I always wanted to go, but never. Somebody told me a long time ago. I don't know where I got this misinformation from. That no, you got to have a license to go to Bronner Brothers. I was like, oh well, can't go there then. And I never went, but I felt like, oh man, this is my way in. You know what I mean? Even though you could go to Bronner Brothers. Feel free. Go to Bronner Brothers. Anybody out there you see this, go to Bronner Brothers. Enjoy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I ended up feeling like this is my opportunity to get in the door, and by competing with my school. And when you go to Bronner Brothers at the Georgia World Convention Center, or no, they Congress, ain't they? Yeah, Georgia World. Georgia World Congress Center. I'm sorry, I've been right. So you have to go and check in with your school, and the first person I see coming down the escalator going to go check in with my school, first people I see is Marcus Harvey and Hawk the Barber. And at this point in time, I've been following you for a while. I'm like, oh man, that's Marcus Harvey. I'm sliding down the escalator, you standing at the bottom. And I was like, bro, I get to the bottom, I'm like, hey man, what's going on, bro? It's a pleasure to meet you. I've been following you for a while, man. He's like, oh yeah, dope. What you doing here, bro? I was like, sure, man, I'm actually competing with my school, you know. He's like, oh, what school you go to? I was like, I go to Empire. He's like, oh, word. I graduated from Empire. And I was like, oh, dang, okay, cool. Because that right then, for me, myself, I'm like, this is one of my favorite barbers, bro. I'm talking to this dude, and he said, I graduated from Empire. I was like, oh, I'm on the right path, baby. Because I didn't even know. I never knew that you went to cosmetology school. You know what I mean? I never knew that. So, and you chatted with me for a while, and then it was like... we talking, and I'm giving you all of this lowdown on how I feel about you and your career and how, man, yeah, bro, you so dope. I think I'm gonna work with you one day. You like, yeah, cool. Hey, bro, you done my boy Hawk? And you did this spin move. Boom, bounced off, twirled out the way, and next thing you know, I'm talking to Hawk. I'm like, hey, what's up, Hawk? Yeah, man, nice to meet you, man. I'm like looking over his shoulder, and you did the kid. What episode was that? Was that at the Atlanta? Where the dude was, he kept disappearing, and it would be secrets at the club. Yeah.
Try to find their money.
He'll just fall off, and it would be like a fold in the wall that come down, and he end up in the fold, and that's what happened. Cause I ain't see you no more, bro. I saw you no more, and I just ended up talking to Hawk, which was cool too. That's my brother too now, and I was like, dang, bro, it's nice to meet y'all, but I'm like, damn, what Marcus said?
Hey man,
never saw him again.
I'm sorry. 2016 was a year. Boy was strong. It was a lot of people pulling and saying, "What's up, Marcus? What's up, Marcus?" I was like, "Oh," you know what I'm saying? But I'm glad we linked up, because I remember now one of the things that was so dope about that, because I do remember your face. I remember you had the whole Empire with you, and what stood out about you was, like, I felt the leadership from you. It felt like you were the leader of that group. You know what I'm saying? Even though they were like straggling behind, they were like, hey, we out right over here. And you know, yeah. Hey man, I'm gonna work with you one day. And like, the crazy thing about it is that's stuff that I used to do, like, and still do. Like, somebody that I truly admire, like, if I've already spoken in my mind, spoken in the spirit, in the atmosphere, it's going to happen. And when you spoke that, it literally happened, because we fast forward, I put up, East Point, the bar, you know, we opening up Musalair, East Point, and lo and behold, my homeboy hits me up immediately in the DM, and I was like, yo, man, pull up. And you tell me that story, I felt so embarrassed. I was like, I wasn't trying to sign you, dog. There's a lot going on. He's like, nah, man. You did a great spin move. He said that spin move. That was a great spin move.
Hey, my boy might not look athletic. Boy, but hey, boy, that spin move was.
Hey, that was when I was 250. That was when I was 250. 250 marking.
Oh, it's in there.
Oh, that's an athlete at 175 right there.
I'm telling you. It's 175 up under there. Y'all might see him and see what you got. It's 175 up under there.
It's 250 on the outside, but it's 175 on the inside. 175 on the inside. That 175. You want to get that 175 on the inside? Come out on the
What?
outside. It's over now. Y'all don't want to talk to me no more.
Well, I'm saying now you don't want to talk to me.
Now you don't want to talk. Okay. I'm gonna back up. I'm gonna leave it. Actually, it's my fault. It's me. It's on me. It's on me on that. Okay, yeah. So man,
no, but then that's what like I remember leaving. I competed with my school. We actually took first place.
Yes,
Out
sir.
of all of the schools, it was many schools, but we took first place. That was dope. I was on a high from that, and I remember the next morning. I got on Instagram and I DM'd you a long DM like, bro, hey man, it was a pleasure to meet you, and reiterated what I said about working together. And even once you did open up East Point, I was hesitant and reluctant to come initially. I was hesitant and reluctant to come just due to the fact that your booth rent was extremely high.
Hey, man,
to me,
giraffe.
To me, yeah. Higher than giraffe in a palm tree. Higher than giraffe thing in a palm tree.
It was $250, right, back then?
Yeah, man, it was $250, yeah.
Yeah, and that was back. That was early. Yeah, I remember because you were still at like, I think you were still feeling comfortable only charging like 30, 40. So
30, 40, 15, 20, 25.
You still charging 15, 20? Oh yeah,
20, maybe 25, maybe 25.
And I think that's why I was like, no, you're gonna be all right. Go ahead. Yeah.
So I was like, your booth rent was high, so I actually took a year to initially one side, because again I was married at the time, and I talked to my ex-wife. Was like, yo, this is what I think I want to do, and she was like, I don't know about that. That booth rent higher than what you normally pay, and you be struggling, with that. And I'm like, yeah, you kind of right. So I said, no, bro, I'm gonna decline on coming right now, but I still like to work with you. Which at the time I was like, man, this dude tripping. But I respect it now, because when I said no, I'm not gonna come, but I still want to work with you. I still want to be able to, pull on your expertise and whatnot. He was like, no. He was like, you text me back, no. I was like, wait, what? I was like, what you mean? And he was like, nah, I mean, I just actually want to invest and give the time and energy and effort to those who decided to say yes, and work in the shop. And I was like, dang, okay. I mean, that makes sense. You know what I mean? Especially when you building. Like right now, I ain't got that kind of time. Maybe when I get into a rhythm and I get established in my space that I'm cultivating, we can talk about that. But right now, I ain't gonna even promise you that, bro. So I spent a year outside of that decision. I ended up, going through a situation where I still didn't have my license, and I had to. I was kicked out of the space that I was working in because I was waiting on my license. I had graduated at this time. I was waiting on my license, but the license hadn't come. So I was working in a spot while I was waiting, but that spot got shut down on the account that I didn't have a license. So I knew the license was coming, but and then we were in Jonesboro. They don't play code enforcement riding around. That dude, boy, I almost called him something. But I was like, bro, that dude,
he's just trying to save hairlines.
Yeah, all I'm trying to do is save hairlines, man. And this black dude, he just had a real country accent, man. I just thought he was a black man that he was like an Uncle Ruckus. He was like an Uncle Ruckus. I'll just say that. Yeah. I just say that.
Over here. Y'all over here.
Yeah. Shut it down.
Yeah,
shut it down now. Shut it down. So, but I couldn't go back in there. And that happened within that year. So I actually went to go work at a warehouse waiting on my license to come. I went to wait. I worked at a Clorox warehouse.
Word.
I went and worked at Clorox warehouse because I'm like, man, that license should come any day. I was online every day checking. But I need some money again while I'm waiting on this license to come so I can go back in this shop. But in that time frame, I was like, man, I was actually supposed to be the manager of this shop. So the owner was kind of really trying to build around me at the time, and he was, great dude, Jason. Salute to him too. He had a great concept, and my whole style and my aesthetic, it fit that mold, and I was on board with the vision. And he trusted me, but I couldn't go back in that shop, so I went and got a job, and while I'm waiting on it, I'm making a decision like, bro, I can't, because now I'm just riding around doing house calls for my clients. And I'm like, okay, bro, I can't keep doing this. So I remember talking to my ex-wife at the time, and I was like, yo, hey, I feel like I'm about to go work with Marcus because Marcus works in the suite. The suite's a little bit more low key. I'm not trying to do nothing illegal. I just need the whole, because I know my license is on the way. I've done everything they asked me to do. It just hasn't posted in the system. So I need to go somewhere where I can, work, continue to service my clientele while the system shows up and says I'm licensed, because I know I'm licensed. I know I'm licensed. It's just not in the system. So I said, hey, man, and I hadn't talked to you in a year. I said, I told her I'm finna go work with Marcus. At that very moment, when I said that, I hadn't talked to you in a year. While we were having that conversation, in the midst of it, you called me. Like, yo, hey, bro, I got one more chair left, bro. I said, hey, told her, hey, bro, I don't care what you say. If that ain't a sign,
that
ain't a sign from God that this is the right decision, because I felt it already in my spirit that I'm about to do this and this is a good move. I'm about to step out on faith.
Serious about growth? Then don't just stop at listening. Step into our appointment-only tour. We can't wait to see you share your wins, promote or find gigs, and even get featured in our exclusive member spotlight. This is where barbers get seen and grow together. Book it. Hit that button, livesuprema.com, and let's do this thing.
Damn the 250, I'll make the 250 move right now. Damn, you called me right while we having the conversation. I was like, oh yeah.
That's crazy.
Definitely. I said, because as soon as you said it, you said, I got one more chair. I said, I'll be there Monday. I didn't even say, yeah, bro. I'm thinking about it. I said, no, okay. I'll be there Monday.
Yeah.
I'll be there Monday. And bro, like that was another best decision. One of the best decisions I could have made too.
Glory be to God, bro. So that's dope, man, because the timing of it I didn't realize it was that crazy of a timing to where, I reach out and, like I said, man, you always attracted and drawn to you fortune, you know what I'm saying? And it seems like that's what I've seen. Even though you've gone through, your stuff that you say and the stuff that me and you have talked about, like I still always see you come out on top. It's like the most remarkable thing. It's not crazy. It's like it gives me more faith and more it gives me more faith to be more faithful to the process. You understand what I'm saying?
For sure.
But I never really see you in doubt. I never really see you. I see you contemplating things, but I never see you in doubt. You know what I'm saying? And so that's just
you done seen some things. You done seen some things.
Me, you seen some things for me too. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And that's the great thing. Now that I realize it's a 9-year, I've known you for almost a decade now. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy, like to see the growth. I mean, well, I have known you for a decade now, because if that Barner Brothers happened, that was around 2016, like you said, right?
Yeah.
So that, yeah. We about getting up on here real quick.
Yeah, we got to run up on that. Yeah.
February, it'd be the 10. Okay.
Yeah,
so
it'd be the 10. Man. Yeah.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and fast forward a little bit, because I know you got places to be and people to see, because this is the Donato Smith, y'all.
Me, baby.
Donato Smith. Tell me what your name was before it was the Donato
Smith.
The
illustrious. Nah, the real name was the Outstanding Standout, but you told me, you said, hey man, you need to change your name, put your name, bro, because ain't nobody gonna remember that. Ain't nobody want to say the illustrious. I said, bro, it's the Outstanding Standout, bro.
I'm sorry,
illustrious. Yeah, all that.
Yeah, all that, man. Come on, man. Nobody want to say that. They want to say
the illustrious.
And then you was like, yeah, just call me Chris. It's like, no, I like your middle name, man. Call that, man. You need to go. That sounds all rich too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then now the nigga rich, Donato Smith.
Go about. Yeah, bro. You definitely inspired me to use. Go with the middle name. My middle name for sure. I never really thought that was a thing to do. Like, I was like, Christopher Smith wasn't popping enough, but I was like, I actually used.
I like Christopher Smith.
I like Christopher Smith, but I didn't like Donato. I didn't like Donato growing up. I accepted it when in my adult ages, probably from about 20 on up. I started accepting, no, that's my name. I like it, and it's different. I just didn't think to go by,
Yeah, you didn't know that was your brand, and now that's your brand.
Yeah, that's me. Now when people call me Christopher, I know somebody called me Christopher, they know me from a long time ago. Or you were introduced, because it's people who I've been introduced to within the last 2 to 3 years since I've been out here. They call me Chris, but I know that you were introduced to me by somebody that knew me
from old back in the day.
Without at least within a decade or so. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you start killing at the Mussolera. I'm telling you, at the time, we're at East Point. When I started seeing you just murdering it at the time, I think I was cutting Yusuf. You remember Yusuf?
Gatewood.
Yeah, so I was cutting Yusuf Gatewood.
Shout out to Yusuf, man. I don't know what you're doing, baby. Shout out to Yusuf.
Yusuf, my guy. Yusuf was like, so this was crazy because Yusuf was one of my best clients. I'm talking about faithful every Friday, like clockwork. My first actor that I started cutting, and I started cutting Nas. I was really starting to cut Nas a lot more. He was doing a lot of traveling. He had dropped more albums, so I had to go on the road. And then I remember I was like, man, all my clients go to Donato. You know what I'm saying? I had the majority of my clients going to Donato. Then I had some of them going to Kane, and then I had some going to Low. So I always had everybody who I knew their personality would kind of rock with. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or what that person in the chair who my client was looking to like really get from the barber experience.
Right.
I knew that you have pretty much the closest personality to me, beyond my personality. I love, you know what I'm saying? Like you have a bright personality. So I knew that people were going to be like, oh man, it's the Donato dude. You know what I'm saying? Anthony, we got Anthony Dalton. Anthony Dalton. You know what I'm saying? Anthony, I've been cutting Anthony for some years. So every person that I put him on, he's like, I love that person. So now, you know what I'm saying? He was Donato. Now he's with Cutter. It's just been it's just been good to have him raised through the Mussolera brand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
he's our son. He's our son. We love you, Anthony. You're our son. We love you. That's our man.
That's
Anthony,
our dog,
man. We're super proud of you, bro. I remember when it was nothing. Now you killing it, dog. So
now you killing
it. Shots out to Anthony Dalton. But to see you go from Anthony and Yusuf, tell me about the first time you started going on set, because I remember that. I felt like a very proud dad seeing you walk to your first set.
Yeah, man. When I got on my first set was the Trap with Mike Epps, T.I., Lil Duval, DC Young Fly.
Yep.
Yeah, man. K-Dub, a host of others, but that was my first set. You gave me that opportunity, man, and I can't thank you enough. I couldn't believe it when it took place. And I remember when you was telling me it was going to happen, it was just so unbelievable. I was like, man, I ain't going to believe this. I know this man ain't got no reason to lie to me, but it just sounds so too good to be true that I ain't going to believe this till I'm standing on that trailer. That's when that's when it's going to really settle in. Like all the conversations about it, because you were going on tour with Nas at the time. And Mike Epps needed a barber, so you gave me the opportunity, plugged me in with him. And when I finally got up there, and I got that opportunity to stand on that trailer and cut Mike, I was like elated. Like,
hey, how did Mike hit you? Tell me how Mike hit you when you was cutting him.
Wait, which time? Because
give me the funniest Mike Epps.
The funniest Mike Epps story? Mike told me that I had done work with him multiple times. Like, wait, the funniest one? Wait, hold on. I don't know. Because I got a couple funny Mike stories. Mike, I'm like, bro, I done cut your hair quite a few times, bro. Like, I pretty much know what you want. I remember I was cutting him. He had braids at the time. He had a beard. He had his beard high. He was growing it up, keeping it up as high as possible. So I lined him up on the beard, and I was like, hey, yeah, Mike, I'm keeping it high for you. I turned him to the mirror. I was like, that high enough? Mike said, you went down in it. I said, nah, I didn't. I ain't go down in it. I kept it high, bro. I kept it super high. He was like, yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did.
And then what he started doing?
You went down in it. You went down in it. I was like, nah. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you
Mike,
did.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. For all y'all who don't know, Mike Epps is one of the funniest men on earth. He does not like your haircut every other time. No matter who you are. Every other time. Your haircut. He gonna be like, yeah, man, you got me sharp. Yeah, brother. Yeah, man, I love this. The next time, dog, look what you doing. Look what you doing right here. Look what you doing.
Mike told me, and I was working on that set. I can't remember how long that movie we was filming. Probably like at month 2. I had been cutting Mike, doing my thing, and I had by that time I had cut a few people on the movie, but I cut Lil Duval, and I remember Lil Duval at the time. I forgot what was maybe Memorial Day, Labor Day, I think Memorial Day. We went on break, and he said he came back. Lil Duval came back to the set, and he was like, "Yeah, just want to tell you, man." I was like, "What?" Yeah. Just want to say, man, you can cut. The test was over the weekend, man. I jumped in the pool and my hairline was still there. So
they don't know how to give they don't know how to give no compliments. They just
right.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, but
then Mike followed up. Mike complimented me probably like close to the movie being done.
Okay.
He was like, "Yeah, man. They say online you get me right, man. Thanks." I was like, "Oh man, thank you, Mike."
What kind of backhand compliment?
Yeah, they telling me online. You keep me right, man. You keep me. Yeah, they say I see you staying online. You get me right, man. Thank you, man.
As he always twiddling something.
Right.
What's in your hands, Mike?
Hey man, shout out to Mike Epps, man, for sure, bro.
Mike Epps is probably one of my favorite clients of all time, man. I started cutting Mike during Survivor's Remorse, man, and just when I say he's a ball of energy, you gonna see every side of Mike, but every side of him's gonna be like, I can see that. That's cool. I ain't mad at that. Right. And most of them are like, man, this man is hilarious and he's the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I be loving that part about it. So
for sure,
that's what I be loving about it, man. But bro, you're climbing up. You're doing movies now. Let's fast forward. You're doing movies. We've moved to the new Mussolera, the gallery. You're killing from there. You're the manager over at the Mussolera. February happens, right? We're in February, I think. This February happens. I go do FCF at in Gwinnett County, and a call comes, and I'm in this bubble because this is during COVID. I was doing FCF. It was supposed to be a 45 day. It was supposed to be 40 days because I made fun of that. I was like, man, I got to do 40 days, man. They locked me up 40 days.
40 days in, baby.
40 nights. 40 days.
40 days in. 40 days in.
40 days in. And I was like, man, Donato, man, please hold it down for me because we're coming out of COVID. Atlanta, of course, we got out of COVID 2 months after COVID.
Did we ever go in?
I don't even know if we went inside. Catch me off. Yeah, just get me if you can get me right here. Excuse me, if you can get me right here. Cass was ready for us. He was not waiting in Atlanta. But I was like, man, can you hold it down for me? You was holding it down, bro. Like, I'm talking about all of my clients were just they already were in love with you, but they were just like, man, the way that this shop is run, it's beautiful. Kate Cuddy started working. We had Mo, and then I get this call while I'm in the bubble. Now, mind you, I could not leave the bubble. I couldn't go in or out. Nobody could come in or out. It was just stuck there 40 days. And I get this call from TNT, but I get it from Dwyane's people. And they said, hey, we got your number from, I think she said Grant, and she said somebody. I think she said Tara, too. She's like, shouts out to Tara. Love you, Tara. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to
Tara. Tara, man. Tara, I love you, Tara. Shouts out to Tara. She's like, yeah, they's like, Dwyane needs a cut. I said, oh, but I said, I would love to cut Dwyane Wade's hair. That's one of my favorite athletes of all time. But unfortunately, I am in this bubble. But at the time, I didn't even care. I was like, because it was important for me to always make sure that the oops are thrown. You know what I'm saying? And like my guys are like always eating. But I said, I got the perfect person for you guys. And this is my words verbatim. I got the perfect person for you. Donato Smith. I'm going to put y'all in a group text message. Maybe you can come out and y'all can check them out. And then you take it on from there. What happened after that?
So what happened after that was they hit my line. And it's a lot of stuff, especially working with you. So you don't know, because your name rings throughout the industry. You'll never know who you might send to a person. I done got a lot of calls on your behalf through you. That I was just like, wait, what? So when they hit my line, all I know is a text message says, hello, this is Simone. I am reaching out, looking to get a haircut for Dwyane Wade. And I'm like, stop playing on my phone. Bro, I almost did not.
You almost didn't answer that joint?
Nah, because matter of fact, the number that you gave them was a number that I was actually weaving and weaning off of because I was about to get rid of it.
Okay.
So, like, I remember I had just landed. I had got off a plane, got home. I was supposed to go cut somebody else or do a house call immediately after I landed. And I just had that phone, and I remember
You was
sitting
coming from
down.
Grant? You was coming from
Huh?
Grant? You was coming from
No,
Grant?
no, 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 no. I was coming from vacation time.
Okay.
So I was like, okay. I just had that little phone. Like I say again, I'm not even worried about it. I don't even really too much interact with it at this
Mm-hmm.
point. But I remember it was face down. I pick it up and I look at it and they say, yeah, Dwyane Wade. I'm like, you folks playing Dwyane Wade.
They trip.
Yeah, Dwyane Wade. Y'all crazy.
They didn't even spell his name right.
Yeah, right. He spelled it DWY. They don't spell it like So I was like, man, but I reached out, I responded, they gave me details, and I'm like, yo, I'm about to, they said it came from Marcus. Marcus gave us your number. And I'm like, dang, bro, like, I'm about to go cut Dwyane Wade. Like, that's crazy. Because he's definitely been one of my favorite athletes of all time, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And, I go, we link up, I cut his hair, give him a great cut, because at that point in time, he was coming in and out of Atlanta for TNT.
Yep.
So I didn't even think, I thought it was going to be like a one-off type of situation. But, I cut him the first time, and, we clicked. It was a great time. We laughed, you know what I'm saying? We had great conversation. And I left there feeling, empowered. I was like, yeah, bro, that's dope, bro. I just cut a legend. He was satisfied with the cut. That's always a good thing. When you cut somebody, you sure of your ability, but just because you good, don't mean everybody gonna like what you do.
Exactly. Exactly.
I had to learn that too. Just because you good at what you do, don't mean everybody like what you do, how you do what you do. I mean, I've had people tell me, man, it's just too sharp. You know what I mean? I'm like, whoa, like too sharp?
Yeah.
That's different. That's a whole
that's an
different
Atlanta
take.
thing. That's an Atlanta thing, and that's something different that Cali don't be really having like that a lot of times.
Yeah, they don't. They don't do a lot of that in a lot of different other places.
Mm-hmm.
But when you service someone and then they are satisfied, they pleased, you know what I mean? They send you out, with great salutations and departures. It's like, hey man. And then they ended up calling me back like the next week, like, hey, we need you to come through again. And I'm like, oh, that's 2 times.
So we getting there. We getting there.
So this could, 2 could turn into 3.
Yeah.
And if 3 come, 3 can turn into 4.
Yeah.
And so forth.
And
so forth.
Yeah.
So forth.
Yeah.
So he ended up calling me every week when he came in for TNT. And I was like, oh man, he's now a client. He went from a cut to a client.
Yeah.
You feel me? So,
and what would you say was the thing that, because we all say, like, we all know that it's not necessarily just a cut, because some people, when you're at that level as a celebrity, you're rarely getting trash cuts. You're always getting probably the pick of the litter.
Right.
Like, what do you think sets you apart? What would you say is the thing that sets Donado Smith apart from other barbers that would make somebody like a Dwyane Wade or any other celebrity want to get serviced by him?
I would think, for one, the product itself, because I think we all can look at people's work and we can see similarities. Mm-hmm. And I can see similarities in my work to yours, but then I know my touch aside from yours.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I can look at Kenny Duncan and see some similarities, but I definitely know his touch aside from mine. Mm-hmm. But it's just the touch that you see it in the way as an artist that you see, that your perspective shapes the client, the way that you put or the way that you see them, and the way that you carve out the way that you see them in your head for them to see how you see them. And then ultimately, it's funny how when you do that, a lot of times the client will say, yeah, man, this is how I imagined it. You know what I mean? So it's like you're able to put your touch on it, to get to deliver a product and get delivered to them a look that they haven't seen, as well as your energy, the way that you do show up, your conversation, the way that you preserve and protect their space that they've allowed you to be in, and one thing I do love is humor. Like, humor is going to always be my one of my selling points, because I love it. I don't go in there trying to drive humor. I allow humor to have its way when it's time, So that, I think that's what really kind of sets me apart from other people, like just my whole personality, my makeup, the way God made me is going to set me apart. On top of the fact that I can cut.
Yeah, yeah. So, give me the scenario when you knew, besides the call, give me the time when you knew, yeah, Dwyane Wade is my client, and that's not even just my client, but it transitioned into, because now, you're still in Atlanta. I want to get into the now you transitioning to just being his barber when he comes into Atlanta to now a new move. So explain to us what that move was.
Okay, so I knew he had become a client when TNT was over. When TNT was over, I knew he was filming and he would come in and out of town. He would come in weekly to do TNT and then go back to LA. So TNT, they did their last taping with him. And he was like, yeah, he kind of was like, yeah, man, I appreciate you getting me right for the show and the season. And I was like, dang, man, it done came to an end. I don't know if I'll ever see him again or I'm gonna talk to him, you know. And I remember being at home one day and he called me because he needed a cut in LA, and they flew me out, you know, to LA to cut his hair, and I was like, oh, my dog still rock with me, boy. We in there, baby.
We in there, boy.
We in there, baby. He
That's
still rocking with the kids.
That's a 4-hour flight, baby. I'm out.
That's a 4.5, baby. You go uphill.
It's uphill. Coming back is on 3.5. Three and some change. Okay, but uphill is 4.
Uphill is different going uphill. It's different going uphill.
You gotta get on the bike like that. The hard pedal.
Hey, bump them gears down. Bump them gears down.
Go ahead.
So yeah, when they gave me that, or he called me for that, man, I was like, yeah, this is a client. This is really a client.
But then it goes from you going out all the time to now, what is the transition to? Because I know you're not in Atlanta now. Where are you at right now?
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm in LA. I live in LA.
Oh wait, how did that happen though?
Oh, okay, yeah. So there was the time in between that time. What was that? 2021. 2021, I was flying out to LA a lot because Dwyane had a lot of things to do, a lot of editorials, a lot of appearances and things of that nature. Because the fact that, because he's not in the NBA anymore, a lot of his work is appearance. He does appearances on a lot of different things, and he's very active, which is so dope to me. So I spent a lot of time flying back and forth from Atlanta to California. And I just remember one day I getting a call and they were like, the team started asking like, hey, what would it look like for you to move to Los Angeles? And I'm like, wait, I don't know. So, because I'm like, I never thought to move anywhere outside of where I'm from. I got my kids here, I got my life here that I built. So it never occurred to me to leave where I'm from. So they were like, okay, well, he has a lot more things that he wants to do, and it would be nice to have you in LA so that those things could be done. So they made me an offer that I couldn't refuse.
Because a lot of times, man, that's amazing. Because it's so easy for a client to be like, oh, do you have somebody in LA now? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'll get you on a special occasions. You know how to hit you with yeah, man, I just need somebody to type me up right here, out here, and now it's over. You know what I'm saying? Sure. Or you've showed them, introduced them to so many barbers when you couldn't do something for them that they're like, okay, well, I could just move along. So it's just amazing that. I always look at it like it's great seeing your relationship with D Wade, man. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all don't come off as like hey, this is my barber. Y'all come off like he's a part of our team. He's a part of our family. And it's like, a lot of times when you get a lot of these celebrities, they kind of just look at you like you're disposable, though you're bringing a lot of extra value. I spoke with Kenny not too long ago, and he was speaking about how you add value. And that's how you stay on. And I see that with you. Every time I see him now, I see Dwyane having a smile, a laugh, and a jovialness, a joy to him that most retired athletes do not have. You know what I'm saying?
If If growing your brand, building connections, and access to knowledge is a priority, then our fully booked tier is for you. Get access to exclusive podcast shoutouts, in-person and virtual events, discounted tickets to masterclasses and workshops, and extended office hours with the founders and top industry mentors. It's everything you need to sharpen your business, not just your craft. Tap in now at livesuprema.com and let's lock in.
Most of the retired athletes now always got a beef with somebody that they had 25 years ago, and I be seeing Dwyane, Dwyane just sitting chilling, leg crossed. Oh man, I'm having a good time, when LeBron was doing that, I was like blah blah blah. Everybody else like, man, over here, my teammate left it. He's like, man, listen, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? So it's cool seeing how you guys' relationship is and how it's continuously grown to beyond just you're cutting his hair for TNT, but being a part of his family, man, and just making a transition out to LA. So now you in LA, you killing it. You've been cutting Dwyane for a minute, and another crazy opportunity. I want to go before I get to the crazy opportunity. I want to talk about. You said something earlier. You're like, sometimes you can do something and sometimes people just don't rock with the cut or don't rock with what you do.
Right.
Has there been times where you've had celebrities who you just couldn't get that cut just the way that you wanted to? Okay.
It's big time.
Who was it? What happened?
I ain't gonna say no names.
Okay.
I ain't gonna say no names. I ain't gonna say no names. I just couldn't get it right. I tried. Lord knows I tried. And it just
tried. But you good with the family though?
Huh?
Hey, but you good with their family though? That's crazy.
Yeah, solid, man. But I promise you, I really tried. If they watch this and they know it ain't no this, I really tried. And I don't know what happened, bro. It's like, I don't know. I tried though. I was really trying.
I don't know. I don't know. But like, it's nothing personal, man. That's what I love about Barber, and that's what I love about Barber, and then that's why I say with even now our conversation. This conversation is bringing to light a lot of things that a lot of young barbers, even old barbers who have, ideas of how it is being a celebrity barber, that, we just always get it, get every person that we cut rocks with us. You know what I'm saying? It's not that they don't rock with us, or they just have a different preference of how they want to look. And sometimes you may not match that. Sometimes you may not go as fast as they want you to go, as clean as they wanted to go. They may have somebody who was doing different services that you're not doing, and you don't have any clue about that. Right. Somebody might have been throwing hot towels on them when it was a 30-minute cut at the house, and you might have just be coming up there just cutting, thinking that you're just doing that, and then like, this cat can't cut because he don't bring no hot towel, and you don't even know nothing about that.
Right.
But like, what I do like about you saying that is because we're human, you know what I'm saying, and I want people to understand that there's always going to be good, but then there's also times where you be like.
Yep.
Well,
we're gonna get on up out of here. Yeah, we're gonna get on up out of here.
I think I got everything.
No, that's my cake. No, that's your. No, that's my cake.
You can keep those.
Don't worry about it.
I was gonna burn it. Later on anyway.
I was gonna burn it.
I was gonna throw that away. But you bounce back.
Yeah, you gotta bounce back, man. You gotta bounce back, brother. And not let your failures show up in your next ones. You know what I mean? Or I ain't gonna necessarily say failures. You could call it a failure maybe, but don't let those ones that didn't work out show out in every other one after that.
The one that got away.
That got away, man. And like the ones that get on your head, you think like, damn, am I good as I think? I might not be good as I think.
I need to go to another class.
I might need to go. I'm
gonna call Kenny. Kenny,
what you doing Thursday?
Because I can't. This guy don't like what I just did, but
I don't like what I just did, Kenny.
But let's go to the dopeness of the people who do like what you like what you do, and even fast forwarding more. Now you in LA, man, and you starting to become kind of known because people know that you cutting Wayne. You know what I'm saying, Dwyane, and you're starting to cut other people, and you're starting to cut other families, and you're starting to just get into the LA life, like. But they hit another call happens, man. Another call happens, man. Give me how you got Kendrick. I need to know that. That's what it is. The people need to know that.
So I got Kendrick. Well, I got the call for Kendrick. I'll say I got the call for Kendrick. 2 years ago, the Grammys, when he did the Grammys. I was at home chilling, and our guy G Code Gabe, he had hit me up on IG like, "Hey, yo, bro, what's your number?" I'm like, "What's my number?" You got my number, but I was like, maybe but it don't matter.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna send it over to you. So I sent him my number, and he had hit me up. He was like, "Hey, man, I just wanna hit you up, let you know that Kendrick looking for a barber for the Grammys." I was like, "Who, Perkins?"
Now, Molly, you know I don't like the way, because like my mama used to say,
I said, "Who, Perkins?"
Kendrick always sounds a little stuffed up a little bit.
Like, man, shoot, Kendrick Perkins, that's cool out there. Nah, Kendrick Lamar.
Say what?
Kendrick Lamar. I'm like, oh, for real? Bro, okay. So, but I say I got that call because a lot of things when I moved out here to LA, a lot of seeds that were sown in Atlanta took root and have shown themselves in LA, which is a concept that I've heard of, throughout my journey. When it comes to my faith and everything, like every seed that you plant ain't gonna show up where you dropped it. You know what I mean? It's not gonna take root and sprout where you dropped it. Sometimes it'll take root and sprout somewhere else. And I really definitely experienced that out here because, like I said, I met Gabe through you years ago. And had made his acquaintance over the years. Every time he came to Atlanta and you were able to, bring him around, or he stopped by the shop, or you able to bring me around, allow me to be around. And so just that, because Gabe ain't the type of person that just gonna click with everybody.
No, he ain't.
You know what I mean? He's not gonna click with everybody. And because of that introduction and because of that acquaintance and that familiarity through you, it was able to, give me that, present me with the opportunity out here. Because once he knew I was out, he was like, "Oh, okay, cool. I'm gonna hit you up. I'm gonna rock with you." So he thought of me when that time came around, and I'm grateful, man. I ain't even, you know what? I ain't thank G Code enough, man. I need to hit my dog and say, bro, listen, man, I appreciate you because I never expected that, and it's another one of the things, like I say, when you move out here, because mind you, even though I moved out here with a sweet deal, it was still uncertainty. Still uncertainty in this space. You don't know if it's gonna really, really work past, my bro Dwyane. Is it going to, is that the only person that I work with? Because if it is, then I mean I'm cool, but I want to continue to build, because that's what I'm used to doing. I'm used to, through this craft, building relationships, and that's how I built the relationship. Introduction to a relationship with me and Dwyane. That's an introduction to a relationship with me and Kendrick. An introduction to the relationship with me and a lot of the other people that I know and I have built, connections with and made amazing things happen with. A lot of times that's your way in the door.
Yeah.
That's your way that you get in the door, is through this craft, through this ability. People don't even know how good of a person you are sometimes until they get a service.
Yeah. And then somebody verifying, yo, this guy, you can trust this person. Like, this is somebody that I trust with my people. You can trust with your people.
That's true. So I'm grateful for that. But it's still, like I say, when you come out here, you don't. Even though, like I say, it seemed like it's set up pretty sweet, and I'm grateful to God for it, but I wasn't sure. I didn't know. I'm like, am I gonna have to end up moving back to Atlanta? I believed in myself, but the reality of me thinking, like, you could come out here and it don't work how you think it's gonna work, and you gotta move back to Atlanta because it didn't work how you thought it was gonna work or how you wanted it to. But here I am on my 4th year, and I'm grateful because it's done more. Because again, sometimes, even though I've kind of had to tune myself a little bit to not always be that, if I could just get,
because that's where we go back to. All I really want, if I could just get, because the first time, I'm trying to tell y'all, Dono told me when I was hiring him, this man said, if I could just make $500 a week, I'm good.
I'm good. 500 consistently. I just want to make $500 consistently.
And I looked at that man's like, okay, we'll work on that. We'll work on that. Because I wasn't going to have your expectations.
And then the way you laughed, I was like, is he laughing because that 500 is unrealistic? Too high?
I was like, bro, you about to get that in a cut soon one day.
Right.
In a cut, bro. So you good, man. But so it's
I
just
just
great to
need
see
something
that.
consistent.
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
want a
yeah.
consistent because everything fluctuated so much at that very point in time in my life. It's like, man, you
Yeah.
might have $500 a week, man. You might have had a $150 a week.
Yeah.
Dang.
I done raised my life up to the 500 already on that last week.
Man, what?
Yeah,
I'm
man.
telling you,
I done
bro.
caught up on some bills. I'm only 2 months behind now. That's man, I'm only
Real
2 months
talk.
behind now. Man, I needed that extra 5.
Right.
So then it's crazy, like you said, man, to just see your expectation level grow from just to now. It's like, how is your mindset now with it?
My mindset now is like there's no limit. It's whatever I want. My mindset now is like as much work as you're willing to do is as much as you can get.
Yeah.
You know, like if you're willing to do the work, there's no limit to how much you can get. You know what I mean? I've seen some astronomical numbers that supersede that, man. It just 500.
Just fine. If you don't shut up.
You can give me 500 markers, I'm out your hair. 500 a week, I'm cool.
That's all I need. That's all I need.
That's all I need. That's all I want, Marcus. If you can give me
Come on now.
$500,
We in
we
there.
can call it square. We can
Come
call
on.
it square.
But throw that. Throw your little square out there.
We can
That's
call
all
it
you need.
square. You
That's
can
all
give me
you
that
need from me,
500.
baby. That's all you need from me, baby.
And I'm about your help. But now, like I say, as much work as you're willing to do as much as you're willing to believe, for real. Like it's, I mean, it's not. There's no limit now.
Well, I gotta ask this now. I gotta ask this real quick. All right, so since because we need to hear, people have to hear about. Me and you both went from homelessness to like 5-star hotels, right? So
Yeah.
we've gone from $10 haircuts to what has been. You don't have to tell me who. You don't tell me what. But what has been the most that you've ever made from a haircut? Now it could have been a campaign, but you know it's just one haircut. And you
Right.
ain't got.
So okay, campaigns count.
Yeah, campaigns count. I'm not. Yeah, not talking about just campaigns count. What is the campaigns?
You asked everybody this question.
I asked Kenny Duncan. I asked Hawk. I asked everybody this question. Bro, you seen me say stuff before on lines, and they clobbered me after that. And I was like, dang, I think that's.
So everybody done answer.
Everybody answer. You ain't gotta tell us who. I don't want you to tell us who. I ain't
I
trying to
know not who. I'm just talking about a number.
Number. Show you right.
Show you right. Okay.
So you went from 4. So you said I went. Your first introductory cut was how much were your first cuts when you were professional?
Wait. When I first ever started?
Yeah.
Oh, $10. $10.
Okay. $10. Campaign was what?
$10K. I made $10K off of cutting one person for a campaign.
Amen. That's dope, man. Congratulations on that, man. Just seeing you deserved it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know you deserved it, bro. Like, whatever campaign it was, you deserved it, because I've seen what you've put into this, what you're continuously doing for people, and how you're continuously making a way. Before we go, I know I got 2 more questions and we can go. I know you got places to go. I just can't leave this Kendrick thing just like that.
Yeah.
So you start cutting Kendrick at the Grammys.
Yeah.
Then the battle around the world happens.
Oh God!
Now, mind you, you've been cutting Kendrick for a while now. At this point, right? You've been cutting for a year and some change, 2 years and some change, right?
A year and some change at that point.
All right. So, first person shooter come out. Tell us how like the energy kind of like switches from you just going over there cutting him regularly because he's a very quiet dude. I know ain't nothing changing in the entourage. Everybody's super smooth and pristine. Did you feel did you feel the energy that was happening on the outside while you were cutting his hair?
If you know you're meant for more, the network is calling. This is where trust is transferred. Join the network, where serious barbers position themselves for next level success. Opportunities to cut celebrities, executives, and athletes, get exclusive mentorship, and join private conversations with founders and industry legends. The difference is who you surround yourself with. Lock in your spot today at livesuprema.com.
Wait, first person shooter? When that dropped?
Yeah.
Man, I didn't even know what was going. First person shooter, I was oblivious. I didn't know. I mean, it was a dope song. I didn't know I didn't know it was a disrespect.
Yeah, you was like,
I didn't
okay,
know.
cool.
So yeah, I'm like, oh, first person, biggest Super Bowl. Me and Kendrick like the big three. Like me and Drake and Kendrick like big. I didn't know.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's never any time. You feel me? And just to be respectful of the position that I hold in the, yeah. It's never nothing. I just say no sweat. It's
Yeah.
never
So
no sweat.
the question that I'm asking is more so not necessarily what's going on behind the scenes,
Uh,
but could you see could y'all feel the energy from once the stuff started happening and it starts going into an epic battle? Do you start feeling the energy in the room as y'all cutting, or is just like, oh, it's the same thing as we normally do?
Same.
That's dope.
Everything is the same. It's never nothing drastic or never nothing hostile or nothing. Not same.
He's like
Everything.
you know what's funny about Kendrick, man? I did get the opportunity to cut Kendrick for All Star in New Orleans. I think it was 2016 or something of that nature. And what was amazing about that was his humility and how relaxed this man seemed. Like he just seemed, it's like a relaxed focus. Like just to even hear the fact that nothing is changing in his day-to-day life when something as monumental is happening on the outside.
Right.
And I feel like that's just a testament to seeing how he was able to affect the outside because he was so calm on the inside. Are these some things that you kind of see with Kendrick as far as like his character wise? Like his character seems like to be the thing that really just draws the people. Is that something that's the case?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a fan of his character. He's a solid individual. Everything that he says he is. I will say that. Yeah, he's definitely everything that he says that he is. For sure. A stand-up guy.
Yeah.
Stand-up guy, man.
That's dope.
You know what I mean? Between, like I say, I'm blessed to work with him. Even like I say, Dwyane even the same. You know what I mean? I've been blessed to work with stand-up guys, people that that fight for what they believe in. You know what I'm saying? That hold space for others. That give people that empower people to live the way that they want to live and empower people to, stand for something. So I'm grateful to work with two great individuals, great pillars in the community. Those are things that I did pray for. Like as I started to get into the industry a lot more, work with a lot more people, and you work with certain people and you don't like certain things about these certain people, and you start praying, like me, myself personally, I'm like, hey, God, please connect me with the people that I can connect with. You feel me? Connect me with the people. Yeah. Like that, like not connect with in a way that's unhealthy, nor is it it's unhealthy. Hopefully, it's not unhealthy, or I pray for it to be a healthy connection, a purposeful connection, so that what you have, the man that you created me to be, and the what you have imparted in me has room. You feel me? Not to take over, but to be effective in it, because I know that you've given me a perspective, you've given me a voice, you've given me a reasoning, that if I do see something that I can play a part in addressing, you know what I'm saying? Or that I can help in cultivating or keeping something, keeping a sense of cultivation, and not to hinder it, not to stifle it, but to be a benefit to it. So I prayed for that for sure.
I like that. It's really dope to know that like that prayer has manifested in so many different ways, man, and it's brought you to the success that you have, man. And I could even tell in the way that your clients, Dwyane and Kendrick, receive you and have you in their space. You can tell that the space is it's like you're a value add, not somebody who's like who takes away. You got to be too concerned about it. It's just you're an additure to something that can kind of make somebody's heart be stirred up the right way, and things greatly happen to them as a result of having you around them. So
for sure,
that's amazing, man. We gonna go ahead and wrap on up. Got two things, as I said before. First question. All right, you got an all-star shop. Anybody in the country? Who are the people that are cutting with you in that shop?
How many?
Let's say 5.
5? Anybody in the country?
You and 4 others.
Me and 4 others. Me.
And it doesn't have to necessarily be because they tight. It just be like you're creating the perfect shop, energy-wise, vibe-wise, all that stuff. Like who do you have? And they don't have to be no celebrity barbers. They can be somebody.
Yeah, I know. I'm talking about the people in my mind. All right, that's what I'm saying. The people that I would have. Me, you, for sure. I gotta have 3 more. I know who I want. I would like me, you, Kenny Duncan, Hawk, and Low.
Low, that guy, man. Shouts out to Low the Barber.
Low the Barber.
Y'all gonna see it. Y'all gonna see his episode coming up soon too. Low the Barber.
You already did Low?
Not yet. He's up on Tuesday.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So me, you, Hawk, Kenny Duncan, and Low.
That's a fire squad. Nobody coming out with a bad cut. And happy. And everybody happy.
Everybody happy.
Those people, like, you got a reason why you picked those folks?
Yeah, for sure. For you, I would pick you because just over the years I've learned from you. You definitely have been one of my inspirations in this industry. Cut wise,
bro.
Huh?
I say glory be to God, brother. I appreciate that.
And I was gonna say too, like that. What attracted me to you those years ago was I love the way that you treated your family. It was your wife at the time before you had King and Ken. The way you treated your family, the way that you represented God, the way you love God, and your humor, your sense of humor. Those things, I was like, man, I want to work with that dude. It wasn't even that I wanted to work with you so I could get ahead or what you could do for me. I'm like, no, your energy, just the way that you are. You know what I mean? You love God, you love your wife, you love, people, you humorous. I'm like, because when you think about a shop, and we spend a lot of time in the shop, and it's like I can spend time and not be, mad about the idea of spending time around this dude. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So that was one thing. That's not one thing. That's what drew me to you. Just the way that you showed up. So because of that, that's why I would have you. We're gonna laugh. We're gonna joke. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We're not even getting through the day. We're making the day.
Yeah, I like that.
So and then Hawk, because Hawk, for one, but Cole with them Clippers, I love to watch, him get through his progressions as well as his faith. I mean, me and Hawk, we've had our times. He has a similar humor too. Like when Hawk come out his shell, Hawk is funny.
Hawk is hilarious, bro.
Hawk is hilarious. So Hawk and who else I say? Kenny Duncan.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny Duncan is philosopher. Kenny Duncan, you're gonna get some of that knowledge. You know what I mean? And you're going to get it in the smoothest way. You know what I mean? As well as be able to watch him.
Kenny doesn't adjust his glasses like this. He adjusts his glasses like this.
Yeah.
You're super smart when you do it this way.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Kenny. Kenny. I'm here. I'm here.
I'm a player, so I do this sometimes if I have, because mine don't have no prescription in it. So I just...
We ain't got no
they ain't supposed to be in there anyway. And then you said Low.
Kenny Duncan, like I said, being able to watch. Kenny's funny too, but his presentation, his leadership, his reserve, his perspective, and the way he cut. And then Low, my dog, man. Me and Low, like. Low, being Low, understand and get each other like it's different, man. It's different the way that me and Low. Sometimes me and Low ain't have to do nothing. We just we can look at each other and be like, man, yeah, Low. And then Low style, of course he can cut, but Low style crazy.
Hey, Low dripping. Low is dripping.
Ever since Low got that bald head, man, Low been going crazy, man. Ever since that boy got that bald head, crazy.
As soon as he took that off.
As soon as he did that, that boy Low, that boy turned that thing up. But no, his style, like I say, his energy, his perspective. Like I say, everybody who I called out, they can cut. That's the given. It's just like I say that the differences in the personalities. That'll be an all-star for me. Out of all the people I've never worked with, you know what I mean? That'll be mine, because those different personalities, those different perspectives. And then I also thought about how each one of those personalities would mess well with each other. It wasn't just what I wanted.
Yeah.
You know, in my world, it was like, I think all of those could work.
Yeah. Amen, man. That's a fire shop. That's a fire shop right there. That shop. Every cut $300.
Oh, I was thinking about $4.
I thought about $5 when you said $4.
You thought $5.50.
Oh man, because I said $6. You might as well go ahead and give us a $6 if you're gonna do something, right? If you're gonna do something.
Bro, I promise you that would be a cold shop.
That'd be a cold shop. But as we leave, man, I know you got to get to your LA moves. Yeah, we've been on here for a minute, man. Thank you so much again for your time, brother.
For sure.
We like to leave. We like to leave everybody off with a thing called 2-piece nugget. So we drop 2 pieces of nuggets, right? So drop 2 nuggets. One for your younger self, for the younger barbers, and then the second one for barbers who are right at that cusp of either giving up or going forward. Those are the 2 things. 2 nuggets right there. All right. So
the for my younger self,
or younger barber. So go ahead, give me what you got.
Okay, let me go with the last question first. Those who are I'm gonna go with the first question first. What I'll give to the younger barbers is be willing to serve your environment before you seek to be served in the environment. Yeah, because I feel like that because of that mindset and that perspective, I've gotten to a great place in my life. Because I always seek to serve. I don't never think that I'm beyond serving my surroundings, my environment, my community, or the people that I'm in the presence of. It's never like I always be, man. Hey, bro, you need some help with that? Or hey, bro, can I pick that up for you? Or can I do that for you? Because service, people tend to think that service diminishes your value when ultimately it adds to your value.
It adds to your value, man.
Right. They think that it's breaking you down to serve. When actually, when people think about you, you come to mind because of your willingness to serve.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, I say that, like, be willing to serve.
Robots. Man, you're shooting arrows out here. Come on now.
Hey, so yeah, that's what I say. And then also in regards to that too, good, better, best, never let it rest till your good gets better and your better gets best. I learned that in hair school, man, and that I said that's a good one to keep.
Break that down one more time. Say that one more time, slow for me.
Good, better, best, never let it rest.
Come on.
Until your good becomes better, and your better, I need F, comes best.
Yeah. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, good, better, best. Never let it rest till your good gets better and your better gets best. For sure.
All right, and then so the last question for them is for those barbers who are on the brink of, man, I'm going to be a security guard, forget this barbering. Or, man, I just heard what this man Donato said, and I'm going to keep pushing. What would you tell them?
That's a great question, because the thing about it is, I didn't even, if you got I can't even tell people if you got a passion for it, because I didn't even have a passion for it when I started. The passion didn't come until I started taking it serious, and I didn't start taking it serious until maybe a year in, when I got tired of getting laughed at, talked about, and wanted to get better and whatnot. So if you on the verge of giving up, I'll say don't give up, see it through, because at the end of the day, I know I didn't start out with a passion, but I knew that I was going to put my best foot forward at something that I stepped in here and I chose to do. I'm like, I chose to come in here. And the funny thing about it is, as bad as I was, I really can't give nobody an answer on this. As bad as I was, I don't know why I kept showing up. I do not know. I don't know why I kept showing up. If I was if I do anything in my life today, and I'm as bad as it, and I'm bad in it, as bad as I was when I started barbering, I'm done. I'm not doing it.
Okay. Oh man, that's wild thinking about that. That's actually wild thinking about that. Yeah.
If I'm as bad now at anything as I was, as bad as I was when I started barbering, I'm quitting. I'm like, bro, this ain't for me.
Wow.
I have no idea why I kept showing up. But I will tell anybody, you know, see it through if you decided on it. See it through. Put your best foot forward because passion can develop from work.
And that's the bar, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of Barber Star, where we talk to the barbers who are for the stars, but the barbers who are stars themselves. Because we know that every star needs a barber, but every barber ain't no star. And we see why this man is a star. Humility, putting his best foot forward, adding value, and that's what we have done in this conversation. So if you could please like, subscribe, go follow Donato. Donato, tell them where they can follow you at.
You can follow me at the Donato Smith, not the illustrious anymore, but the Donato Smith on all platforms. TheDonatosmith, and that's on all platforms, man. I greatly appreciate you having me, bro. And I love what you're doing, man. Keep on doing what you're doing. Keep grinding it, doing everything that God's putting on your heart for this platform of the Barber Star. Yeah. Keep doing what you're doing.
These are all things that you've heard are all Suprema moves, man. Join the network. As you can tell, we do things. All we do is throw oops in this network. We just try to make sure that you get to a place that you can service and other people can be served. And this is just dope. So shout out to the network, man. It's amazing. Donato's a part of the network. Kenny's a part of the network. Hawk's a part of the network. So many people who are amazing barbers are in this network. So thank you guys so very much. Donato, man, I am always ecstatic to see you just existing, man. It's amazing to see God moving in your life. I thank you. I love you, bro. And amen, man. Thank you again, bro.
I love you too, bro. And I appreciate you more than I want to publicly say that everything that you've done for me, it never goes unnoticed. I'll never tell my story. I can never tell my story of my career without you, period. I tell people that all the time. All roads lead back to Marcus. Even regardless of where I work with Kendrick. Yeah, I work with Kendrick because Gabe. I met Gabe through Marcus. I work with Dwyane. Oh yeah, I work with Dwyane because they called him initially, but he wasn't available, so he gave it me. Or anything. Oh yeah, my film and television career. Oh yeah, Marcus gave me my first opportunity. You know, I can't tell the story of my career, especially where I am now, without mentioning Marcus Harvey. So I appreciate you, brother.
Man, salute, dog. Man, get off my phone, y'all. We love y'all. We out. We out, y'all.